Hey everyone, it's me, Coach MG. Welcome to the channel. If you'd like to slam the ball like a pro, use those overheads to really be effective at winning points, I've got some tips for you. Very often you find that when you get a nice high shot in that you want to slam, you might rush through things and miss-hit the ball. Maybe you've done or seen something like this. Legendary frontier marshal Wyatt was asked, how do you win a gunfight? And he said something prophetic. He said, you have to be slow in a hurry. And setting up for a smash and overhead is actually much like that. You have to be deliberate in how you set your body up, how you reach for the ball, but you have to do it quickly so that you can add that power and hit it at precisely the right time. I'm going to give you 2 tips in order to be more successful at hitting smashes and winning more points. Tip number 1 is your body position. So take a look at how I set up for this smash that's coming over my head and I'm going to have to move backwards for it. When I see that the ball's coming over, the first thing I want to do is pivot out and turn at the hips. Open up. What that allows me to do is use my peripheral vision to see behind me so I don't run into my partner. And it also allows me to shuffle or run backwards more quickly so I can get to the ball before it drops down. You can hit your smash that way, and it's effective, and usually you see people that come from a tennis background will do that. So they open the hips up, they start to step back, and they're going to watch the ball as it comes through the air and move back appropriately. But you also can hit an overhead by keeping your feet parallel to the net. And this usually works better if the ball is not going over your head, but it's coming to you or in front of you. So let's look at the tennis style. What we really would like to do is generate power by turning at the hips. It's an athletic move. So when we come back, we cock the hips, and then when we hit, we turn through. So we're not just hitting with our arm, but we're hitting with our entire torso. Okay, so the other way that you'll see people generally that don't come from a tennis background is they'll be parallel to the net, their feet, and they're going to hit straight down and through the ball. Either way is fine. It's more difficult to move backwards when your feet are straight and you haven't turned your hips. So let's take a look at that. Easy shot to hit, but what you don't want to do is be running backwards while you're facing your opponent straight on. There's much more of an opportunity that you could trip and fall, and it's much harder to get back far enough to reach that ball. So the second tip is what you want to do is called high pointing the ball. Now that's not hitting the ball at its highest point, because that could be 20 foot above the court, but that's hitting the ball at the highest point that you can reach it. Very often what happens when you hit that smash and it goes into the net or even into the ground before the net is you've waited till the ball's already dropping and you're hitting down. And of course, if the ball's coming down and you're hitting down, it's going to go into the ground. So what you want to do is you want to reach for the ball at the highest point and come through, and that's going to give you that nice angle that will allow you to put that ball away. So the way to high point the ball, of course, is to move backwards so that you have it coming down slightly in front of you so you can step in and hit through it. Of course, if you're square to the net and you're hitting your overhead this way, you're going to want to make sure that you watch the ball, get it at its absolute highest point. And those 2 things, if you can set them up properly, will help you hit more smashes more powerfully and more effective. Now for a bonus tip, we're going to talk about placement of your smash. For those people that like to hit the ball parallel to the net, and it's not my favorite shot because I'm not very good at it, but you have 3 options. You can hit the ball with the paddle facing the net directly, and that ball is going to go straight. If you want, however, I see a lot of people that will just angle the paddle slightly to the right or to the left, but with the exact same swing. And that ball will go in the direction that you have the paddle face. The benefit of that is the swing is basically the same, so you really do disguise it from your opponents about which way it's going until, of course, it's too late. Now, if you're hitting a traditional tennis overhead, you're going to want to turn your body in the direction that you want the ball to go rather than just turning the paddle head. One last tip, because you may use both of these, I use them interchangeably. If you're already at the kitchen line and the ball's coming in where you can see its flight in front of you, then you don't have to just twist your paddle, but you can actually just reset your back foot so you can angle your body in the direction you want the ball to go. And then swing nice and straight right through it, and you'll have a great smash. The way to get better with any of these is to utilize muscle memory, which means you've got to hit a bunch. Have your partner hit you a bunch of high balls. See if you can get 10 in a row in the court, and then start working on hitting to the right and to the left. Be ready to look up into the sun like we are today, as well as sometimes when you have the sun behind you. The more you drill this, the better these shots will get, and you're never going to have a situation where you have that juicy ball coming in for a smash and you do something like this. So thanks for joining me for this tip. If you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe, and share button, and we'll see you next time. Have fun playing pickleball.